Hi dolls, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be on this roll of recording and getting my videos going. I will be doing some pre-recording as well because summer's around the corner for my kids and I want to stay on top of this since my move and everything really has kind of changed a lot of stuff. But yeah, so if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sunshine. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe down below and hit that little notification bell. If you're returning and you already subscribed, thanks for coming back. I will be doing a mostly one brand tutorial, kind of like get ready with me on Anastasia. I had bought her soft glam and the bronzer and the highlighter when it came out. But because I was moving, I wasn't able to really do anything. So I been dying to get this up. I know everybody and their mother has already done something on this, but I still wanted to get it up and just play with it and just film it. And I'm really glad I did because I'm loving this look, and I will be able to go back now and look on it if I decide I want to recreate it exactly. If not, I think that I can create something other with some of these, more toned down, a little more smokier. I just really wanted to try this palette out for you guys and for myself with a whole bunch of our other stuff. I really hope she comes out with like a setting spray and primers and things like that. I know that she has been focused on other things more, like her highlighters and things, which I love. But I'm hoping that maybe she'll come out with some of the other stuff so like I can literally do a complete one brand of her on here. I do like to do that even with drugstore brands. I've been doing that a lot. And I want to start doing that with high-end as well because I know that high-end is expensive and it's not always something you want to buy everything of especially if you don't know how it's going to work or you haven't been able to find some reviews and kind of make your decision based upon that. So yeah, I'm going to do a Anastasia mostly one brand on here today. If you are interested in seeing how I got this look, please stick around. So I'm going to moisturize my face with my Peter Roth Thomas Water Drench, same moisturizer I've been using for a very long time now. I just absolutely love this one. I don't think I've been able to really get myself to try a different one. I have tried a few other ones in the past, and maybe I've tried one, but I can't even remember if I have or not, and I think just because it wasn't that good. I just put that all in, and we're gonna give that a minute to sit, and we're just gonna go ahead and work on the eyes while I let the moisturizer sit before we do everything else. So I'm going to do my Marc Jacobs, the Undercover Coconut Eyeshadow Primer. I've been using this for so long. I've tried other ones and I just keep going back to that guy. It's just works so well for me. So I just, for some reason, I just can't find one that I love or that works as well as this. I love, and so for now, this is what I use. If you guys have one that you love, I'm willing to try it. Just leave it down below and I will go and pick it up and try it out. Okay, so I've been waiting to use some of these products for quite some time now. As I mentioned in a previous video, I did move, so that kind of kept me from getting to do what I wanted to do and use. So I'm going to just use the soft glam from Anastasia. Like I said, I haven't used any of my products by her because it's just been so difficult for me to get things done. So this is, I'm sure everybody in the mother has used this already, but I just figured since I'm getting ready for the day that I just go ahead and use this and try her out. So I'm just going to take my, I got a pile of brushes over here, guys. I'm just going to go with my, okay, so we're going to go with my E22, and I'm just going to take Rustic, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it all over my lid. I'm just going to do a simple, quick, everyday look. I'm pretty casual today, so I don't need to do anything special or over the top. And I don't know about you guys, but this palette for me, I mean, I've only dipped it into it a couple times. You guys can see, if you could see the kick up. I don't know, have any of you guys had that issue with yours? I mean, it's not a huge issue to me, just because if the product is pigmented, really pigmented and runs well, I don't mind. But I know that she's had some issues with one of her palettes in the past on it, and just wondering. So now that that's all down, I'm just gonna dig on into it, into Sienna. I'm gonna use the same brush. Actually, you know what? I'm not, because lately I've been changing it up. I'm going to use my E28. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that the original E series is my favorite brushes. They did revamp them, and you can get the same brush. It's just the bristles are a little different. They look different. They're a different color. So I'm just going to focus that on the outer of my crease. And tapping off the excess when I go in. Just want a little deepness in my crease. I'm sorry if my lighting is off, guys. I'm still trying to get everything, and then my light in my room is not working, and I'm just working on getting that taken care of. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of mulberry with my E17, and I'm just going to literally just keep it on the outer V. I'm keeping it just below the crease when I bring it up. Just enough to blend in the two lines. I know, I said I was going to keep this more simple, and apparently today my mind said no. Back with my E22 and doing Rustic. Just to kind of blend that in a little bit. I really kind of want to try her shimmers out, but I'm not going to, just because I think this is more than enough, to be honest. The but there is quite a bit of kick up, and I kind of do want to try it. I kind of do, even though I don't need to, because I could kind of change my shirt. I could change my clothes. We're gonna go with the M124, and just to lighten it up a little bit, we're gonna go with this rose pink. I feel like this is not one that needs my fingers because these nails are not going to. Ooh. Okay. Now I'm going to take the E17 and just dip back into the mulberry just a little bit to blend it in. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this. I can tell you that this is very soft. The rose pink, if you guys can see. Very soft. I barely touched it. Okay, we're going to leave that alone for a while. And we're going to move on to the face. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the face. I let that sit, and I have been using multiple. I always use multiple, but the good old Photo Finish Smashbox Water Primer is a staple. I always like to use that before I use a regular primer, just to give my face that extra moisture, because it always needs it. I haven't used this. I bought it a while ago. I feel like I bought it a while ago and I haven't used it. It's the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I figured that I'd give it a try. I don't know what happened, why I never tried it. I literally was going through my makeup and I realized that I didn't. So, and it comes out pink. Oh, purple. Sorry guys, purple, not pink. And we're just gonna dot it all over. And rub it in. I think I need a little more. Yeah, just a tiny bit more. Because I didn't do a full pump. And let's see. It smells kind of weird. Okay. Let's get those out of the way because I'm not working with a lot of space. Okay, so I'm going to use my Anastasia foundation stick in Amber. This might be a little off for me, but I just wanted to use the only Anastasia foundation I have. I think it's the only one she has out. But, like I said in the beginning, I try to stay with as much Anastasia products as possible. Might actually match me pretty good right now. I know this seems like a lot, but I feel like it doesn't always move. I can't remember if I like to use a brush or a sponge, but what I've been doing lately is I use my brush and then I just use my sponge after to just make sure there's no streaks from the brush or anything. So that is what I'm going to do. And and get it on there. So I feel like for you guys, this might seem like my face is a little light, but when I look in here, like in the mirror, it looks pretty accurate to my skin. And then what I do is I just take this is my Morphe one, and I just dab it around just a quick. Want to make sure that it's all blended and there's no. I'm just pressing it into my skin to make sure that I get a nice even. Yeah, maybe it's too light in here. You can still see all my my freckles and stuff. So you would think that this, because it seems to go on pretty thick, but I feel like this is a medium coverage foundation, but I mean, I love this. I can't say I love, but I really do like it. With traveling and stuff like that, I prefer to take stick foundation. I have taken liquid when I went last time to New York. I took that one. I took my Makeup Forever one. That was a stick foundation, as well as my Dior. So those are like the ones that I really just used repeatedly for almost I think it was almost 10 days or something like that I was there. Okay, so I'm going to move on to concealer, and I have the Anastasia. I have 2.5 and 2.0. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to be. I think it just really depends on my summer and winter shade, because summer I'm a little more tan, winter I'm a little less. So I think we're going to go with the 2.5 and hope that it works. For some reason I feel like this is might be just a little too light for me, but we're going to go with it. I'm going to wing it. And I'm just going to go in with my Sigma F70, and I'm going to dip right into it. Hopefully this is the right shade for me. If not, then I'll just lighten it up with the other one. Or if it's too dark, too light, then I'll have to change up my concealer. So we're just gonna there, and we're gonna use my sponge to dab it all in. So this is really super thick. And I'm going to wet my sponge with my Smashbox powder primer. Give it a few sprays. It's just super thick and it doesn't move around very easy. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It takes forever to blend. Let me wet my brush a little bit, my sponge a little bit more. This one. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it's just so thick, and maybe I put too much on. I'll have to play with it again, because I feel like maybe I just put too much on. And it's, so I'm having such difficulty blending it underneath here. We're just going to go with the Hourglass, because I'm pretty sure the new Hourglass Veil, because I'm pretty sure Anastasia does not have a setting powder, and I've heard a lot of good things about this, and it's just really pretty packaging. Now I'm going to take my E48, and we're just going to tap out again. And we're just going to set under the eyes. Sorry guys. Okay, I don't think I like this setting powder for under the eyes with this specific concealer. And thought I forgot. I'm going to set the rest of my face with the E3. I dug these out to go on my trip because I knew these were brushes that I loved, and with traveling, I want to make sure I have something that I know that I'm not going to be looking for a different brush. I'm not going to, I'm going to make sure I'm happy with it. So I stuck with a brush that was for sure going to work for me. I don't know. I might have to try this powder with other foundation or other concealer. Or maybe it's a foundation. I don't know. I know that I like this foundation. I didn't have problems with it before. But I also used it in cold weather. Like I was winter. Snow on the ground. Freezing my butt off weather. So maybe it just doesn't mix very well with maybe it's just one of those foundations that work best for that, or the foundation doesn't mix with the concealer and the setting powder. But I will try it again and see what happens with different concealers and stuff, because like I said, that's just not a concealer that I would use. Okay, so before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and do my lashes and eyeliner and stuff, which I'm going to do off camera, just because you guys have, it's tedious and it's boring and nobody wants to watch somebody put mascara on an eyeliner. So I'm going to do that, and while I'm at it, I will also pop on the faux mink wispies in Ardell. One of their newer ones that came out, and then I will be back. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to finish up under the eyes so we can finish off the mascara. I forgot to tell you guys, I just used the Better Sex by Too Faced, and then for eyeliner, I used my Maybelline Curvitude for that, and then just my good old-fashioned duo glue. So let's just go ahead and go for underneath, and we're going to, sorry about that. So I'm going to go with my M165. It's just a little bit of an angle brush, and we're just going to take the color is basically mimic. I'm not going to use a shimmer, but I'm going to just do the rustic in the inner to keep it lighter, and the other two more on the outer, just to give it that extra color, pull the look together. And I'm just going to go right up under the water, more closest to my waterline. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping most of the color on the inner, and then when I have most of that off, I'll drag the rest of it to the outer. And make sure it's blended well. And then I'm going to keep dropping that brush, take the last two, and I'm just going to mix them and focus out on the outer. And I'm only going about halfway in. And then I'm going to go in with my Covergirl Total Tease to do the bottom lash. Okay, so I have to do my eyebrows, which we're going to go with the Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. I have been doing them a little different lately. I've been trying to go more on the natural side of the fill. So when I do it, I do more. I don't focus. I guess it's not as neat. Like I'm not doing a real defined. They don't conceal up underneath. I just kind of fill in, trace lightly, do like a light trace. And I feel like today this is too dark for me. And then I just kind of comb through. And just repeat the process a little bit until I have them. I feel like today I just went a little over. So these are it's a little more than normal for me. But as you can see from that one to this one, I try to keep it from being, I don't want it to be pow in your face. And I feel like I did a little bit with this, a little more than normal. But I feel like my plan for the day, I was supposed to go for a very soft, natural look, and this is more of a definitely not casual for what I have going, but that's okay because I have a cute little outfit that I wanted to wear and I can just change it up and we'll wear that instead. At some point, I thought I'd let you guys know, I will be doing some pre-filming. Summer is coming up, and that is when I usually take my break with my kids. Although I feel like I've done nothing but that this time around with the move and everything. I feel like that's all I've been doing because I haven't really been able to film. But, yeah. My goal this year, instead of just being disappearing, is to pre-film. So I have videos going up and trying to answer comments and stuff, and watching videos at night when they're in bed. I'm just going to do my clear brow gel to set. So if there's any videos that you guys would like me to do, please let me know. And I can do those for you guys and have them set to go up over the summer. That way you guys are getting videos that you want to be able to see. And yeah, that's just my quick little brow. How I do them. Okay, so I still have, maybe some bronzing and my blush. So I'm going to use the new bronzer by her, and I got it in Sandal. I love her packaging. I don't know. I think her packaging is like, I love NARS packaging too because it's so sleek, but I don't know. It's just something about this right here I just love it. I scraped it with the paper a little bit, but so yeah. And we're just gonna go in with my E59. This is my favorite bronzer brush. I'm thinking about trying the other one, that the newer the Elite, as they call it, the Elite 2 one, just because I didn't get a backup of this one, and I tried to get a backup of some of my other brushes and things when they were going out, when they were getting rid of them, but I don't think I got a second one of this guy. So I'm thinking that I'm going to have to try it out and see. So we're just going to go and bronze up the outer side of my face. And just add a little bit of warmth into it and dimension. I picked this bronzer, which I feel like it's a little light for me, but I also picked it because the other ones were too red. The next one up was just too red for me. And I mean, I think this is more going to be, it's also, when I picked it, I figured that I know it was a little light for me, but I also know that, well, not light, but it's not exactly how in your face warm, but I wanted it to be more on the natural side of a bronze. So I have that nice bronzy kind of warmth to my face, but on the natural side of it, so that it just was more, you know, like I said, more on the natural side. I definitely am getting color, like I can see. I don't know if you guys can see it, because like I said, I feel like my lighting's really off, and I'm not quite sure why, but it is. Well, I guess probably, like I said, it's got to be because I'm missing that light above. I feel like it's really off. But hopefully I can get that fixed. But I put off recording for a little while now because of it. I do have other videos that will be up before this that is up, I should say. One of them that I did, I pre-recorded 2 videos, and then I put one up one will be up, and then because I have trying to get going on some of those, but yeah, I just want to blend this in a little bit. So we're going to do the blush trio in Berry Adore. Love her packaging. So we're just gonna probably do a light blush of this one, which is Velvet. Just a little bit to add a little tiny bit of color. Has a little sparkle to it. I barely tapped it. Oh yeah, Anastasia. Oh, I don't know. I got her one of her palettes in the 4 for blush, and her blushes are so pigmented. Like, you barely need any, and that's the problem with, like, I love pigmented products, but when you have something that's super pigmented, like a blush, sometimes it's a bit of an issue because you have to be careful. If you go too heavy handed, it looks horrible. And like right now, I feel like it's already too much, and I barely put any on. I wanted a little bit of color, but not too much, so we're just going to take the same Y7. I'm just going to buff it out a little bit. I like to that way blend any lines too in it. Okay. And that'll do. And next is the highlighter, the Amrezy highlighter. I've been dying to use this, but because I wanted to wait and try to use all her products at once, or at least all new products, which I used every new product I had she released lately that I've gotten my hands on, but I also, look at this, use some of her older products. I really just wanted to try to use as much of one of her brands in this whole video, and that was my goal to do so. So that is what I did. And I'm going to use the setting brush by Real Techniques. You guys, this is still my favorite highlighting brush. So we're just gonna dab in and see how this looks. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, Anastasia is one of my favorite brands for highlighters. And I did clean this brush before I used it because I wanted to be able to get the full effect to see how it really worked. And it is gorgeous. So I just kind of like to go like in a bit of a C to highlight just up, and then I'll flip over the side that I did not put any product on, and I'll just blend that in a little bit. I will be using my sponge like always, so that'll also put it in. I'm just, are you seeing this? It is amazing. And like I said, all the way up. So I do like a C, and I get like to the tie part of my eyebrow, so that it kind of like just to highlight that area. And then on top, right on top of my bridge of my nose, and then sometimes I like to do right up in my right up in here, just a little. And then I like to take my Morphe sponge that's still a little damp and just blend it all in. And if it's not still really damp to what you want, I just use like my Smashbox photo primer. You could Max Fix Plus, whatever you got going around. And just dab it in. In fact, I'm going to actually do a little bit of that because I feel like it's just a little, not enough of the, to be able to blend it. I want it to melt into my skin. Obviously, highlighting is it's not natural. I just want it to melt into my skin to give it that most natural as possible sometimes, and that I can get it. And if you ever feel like it does, like doing that takes it away, by all means, add more. Not a little bit more to give it that extra kick. You can always tone it, always add little by little, and if you don't feel that you have enough, you add more. And yes, I'm going ham on this, but it's beautiful and I like it. Love it. Okay, so let's just do lips. I have two different ones here, and I think we're gonna go with Buff. Yeah. And we don't have a setting spray by her, so we're going to use my Estee Lauder Set and Refresh. I've been loving that setting spray for a little while now. It's really, I don't know, it just seems to be really good. This is it, guys. I am so glad I waited to put it all together. I think that the palette itself is gorgeous, and I definitely will be still using it. It blends really well, and even though this wasn't the look that I was going for, I am loving it, and I'm glad I recorded it. So yeah, thanks for sticking around with me. I have nothing else to say, but I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.